It's a perfect Venn diagram. If you have the sparring athlete, the board-breaking athlete, and the forms athlete, and you can get a combination of all three of those together, and right in the center of that Venn diagram, that would be where Master Refino is. He's good at all three, but for him going to national championships to really focus to become maybe a national team member for forms, he really had to dial in. So on a weekly basis, his focus was not sparring. As his instructor, I haven't let him spar in 2 months. I didn't want anybody breaking his toes. I didn't want any fingers broken because that type of detail is what's needed. So for Master Refino to focus solely on forms has been a real hard thing for him to do because he enjoys all three areas, but that form right now, that's an opportunity to keep him on that national level. So that's where he's at.
It's been very hard because sparring is the one thing I really enjoy in the sport of Taekwondo, and forms as well. But sparring is, where I started, and then eventually went into forms. It's been very hard, not being able to spar for 2 months and just focusing on forms. But forms is where I'm at right now. It's not sparring, so I had to use a lot of self-control and not spar and be disciplined to just stick to forms and just embrace forms for the last 5 to 6 months, and the 2 months not sparring.
Or just Poomsae in general, those are your building blocks. That's your toolbox for Taekwondo. You don't get to throw a lot of roundhouse kicks in forms, but the basic tools are there: blocking and counter punching, blocking and throwing a counter kick. That's sparring 101, and that comes right from forms. So I think the two are very much intertwined. Yeah, the athleticism in the youth isn't really an issue. That's a benefit for Master Refino. Because of his role here, he's the program director. Sometimes it is hard to get him to focus solely on forms, but that's just the nature of the beast. That's his job. So yeah.
People have a better idea of what the forms are supposed to look like, the technical standards involved. So referees at this point, we're looking more at the small stuff, the really tiny details, footwork. We can tell if somebody's toe twitches, it means they're off balance. So they get docked for that. It's basically looking for a lot of the little stuff that separates the world caliber athletes from just your regular ones.
Goals for Texas is definitely make it to the finals this year. I got beat last year in the semis, missed it by 3 spots to make it to the finals. So my goal is to actually make it to the finals this year. I know I have the ability to place and do my best. I'm just like everyone else. We've been training months, days. When you're at home, you're doing the same thing. But my expectation, like I said, is finals. What I want is definitely I want the gold. I do want to represent the United States for forms. So I would be happy with a finals, but my main goal is winning it.